are then, good morning, just after 7 a.m. Tuesday, April 7th, and morning coffee. How can we help you today? Yeah, so, tiredness, struggling to sleep, and obviously being pretty busy between lots of different things in life at home. Yeah, it's a hard one. I'm not a good rester anyway. It kind of becomes enforced upon me because of the place I get to, say, at the end of a working week or whatever. And yeah, when I get into something I'm really enjoying and feel really creative, then the ideas flow a lot, and book like my notebook becomes occasionally, I have to have a page called a brain dump, and just literally write down all the ideas and all the things I've got going on in my head to clear it, to be able to actually focus on the tasks I need to do. And one thing I'm learning is a business principle from something called the Online Training Academy, and it's to do with it's for personal trainers and taking their business online. But a lot of the principles are fairly universal for business and people with smallish businesses with not too big a team, and actually bigger businesses. I've actually used something quite similar lots of times in when I was in management with restaurants and in health and fitness as well. And it's basically systemizing as much as you can in the kind of modern business world with technology. That might look like somebody coming to your website and making an inquiry, and then there's a series of emails lined up, what's called a funnel, to come out. So it might be day one you receive the free program or recipe book or special offer, and then day two you get something else through from the same company. Day 3, 4, 5, 6, probably building up to offer you a service. I've never built one of those. I send everything manually, but it does. I do lose a lot of templates in that a email that I send to one person joining one of my programs is going to be fairly similar, if not almost exactly the same, as another one. Then occasionally things slip through the net in that respect, in terms of I send an email with the wrong name on, or not quite tweaked it right. But I've personally liked to maintain that touch of it's definitely me you're talking to, and definitely me sending the email. That's not to say in the future I might not get into more systems on that side of things. And then on the kind of comparison to the work side of things that I've had before is putting together a list in my book of things that I need to do on a daily basis, and a good time to do them, and then try and match that to my calendar. So at the end of my current general to-do section and jobs I'm doing, getting out programs, who I've got to put a training session together for, all things like that, I've got now working from 6 a.m. backward through the day of what to do, where and when. Now that was kind of like the original plan that I put together over a week ago, with homeschool in there and everything like that, and it's I've ended up making it quite detailed. I've got a get up time, I've got a post to social media for Flax on here, I've got doing this morning coffee, then I've got workout at 8, and just working through. And what I'm trying to do is actually expand that, because different things, different activities in the day then have a knock-on effect of what else I'm going to do with them. So I do the workout live, like I do this live, and then I save the video and put a nice background on it, tweak it just a little bit in terms of the beginning and the end, and put it up on YouTube to save up there, and also to make it accessible to some people that prefer not to be on Facebook, and there's actually more people like that than you probably imagine. They've probably been on and actually come off. So it's having other media platforms to get the things that I'm producing out to people. So that's another job, and that can easily get lost. I produce for every single workout and things. I produce basically it's an Instagram size post with just a brief details of the actual workout day to day or whatever it is. So that's a kind of consistent job every day, sometimes twice a day with the workout schedule that I like to do and I need to do. And I want to be consistent with posting those and making sure that the guys that in my membership group are getting the best possible service, and also getting the message further out there, and promoting the free workouts that I'm doing, and keeping in good contact with the Flax members who I do classes and things with on a regular basis. So I guess where I'm leading with this is the routine is really helpful. With my new program that I introduced for my members yesterday, basically I'm doing 4-week blocks at a time to help them keep focused and motivated with training, nutrition, general activity, health and well-being, month to month, while we're in the isolation. And at any point, hopefully, we'll be transferring a lot of what's going on back into in-person training groups, whatever it is, and meeting people again face to face. But so I'm putting together these challenges month to month, and what I'm putting on each day is a daily focus. So day one yesterday was consistency, and it's actually just it's reusing an Instagram post that I put together a while ago. But for me, it's such a key thing in either business or parenting or whatever you're doing. It's got to be quite high up on your priority of values, really, to be consistent. So me being consistent is saying I'm doing this at 7 a.m. every day, Monday to Friday. I'll bob on at 8 a.m. on a Saturday. It's family on Sunday, and then I'll keep doing. Also, what I've got in mind is, what do I do with this if the gym reopens and I'm back working, doing early sessions and things like that? I will literally want to keep it that consistent as how can I then fit it into kind of going back to the old routine, but making a new routine the old routine, if you see what I'm saying. And so scheduling routine, I think, is becoming at this time when you might not be working, you've got to stay at home, idle thumbs and all that. Having a purpose through your day is really important, and I think it could be. I think maybe the novelty's worn off now if you are on furlough in the UK, or at home for whatever reason on a more long-term basis. Then you're going to probably looking for things to do, and there's probably only so much Netflix or Amazon Prime you want to consume, and in the same way there's only so much kind of sitting around and eating because you're bored, snacking because you're bored that you want to do. We've got the balance of going out and doing our activity, and I think that's really important. And I literally thought it was for an hour at a time. I'd kind of heard that, but it's kind of like that's a rough guide based on the kind of average amount of activity or exercise a person would do. It's not that fixed, although I have heard of people being stopped by the police because they've been observed being out for longer, and actually questioned about why you're out for so long, and please be extra careful. And I guess that's what's leading to some of the stronger messages coming from government and the authorities saying we're going to have to go even more social distancing, proper kind of quarantine measures if we're not careful, and if that's being abused. And I don't believe the majority of people are abusing it. It's just that it's been nice weather, it's tempting to stay out longer, it's tempting to get on your mountain bike and go for that 30k loop rather than the 15k loop. I get it. If you're still social distancing, really you probably hold hands up and say, what's the problem? But back to routine, unless you can get things like that into place, then you're going to struggle a bit with that. Because unless you've got kids who tend to keep a natural routine of waking fairly early and needing a bedtime, there's not that much you can do. And what I would encourage you to do is schedule your day somehow. So maybe there is something good and beneficial you want to watch, something educational. I'm a person of faith, so would I want to watch basically like a YouTube podcast of a preach or someone speaking? Would I want to rediscover an album that I used to love and actually sit there and watch it all the way through? There seems to be a lot of baking going on. If you can get the ingredients, that's really cool. We made some bread at the weekend, and it was from a packet, but Levi made some brownies last week. And don't always generally get time for that. It usually has to be kind of like thought out and really planned into the time that we're going to do that. So I'm encouraging you basically to find things to do that are cool and have a purpose, to just bring some extra, not value's the wrong word, some extra purpose or upskill into your life, using kind of like businessy, personal development type of language, but it's fitting those things in. I use Google Calendar, and Karen's just popped on. Hi Karen, from I know from when I was teaching at 1 in a Million, and 1 in a Million really encourages us to use Google for everything, and it's a massive help in my business knowing Google inside out. And I schedule my Google Calendar as much as I write it down. So on the Google Calendar I might do a block and it'll say client admin, it might be 2 hours, but within that block in my scheduling, my kind of more fixed but flexible plan, in that 2 hour block it might be, this is when I'm going to edit and upload my video, this is when I'm going to send out an email to all my clients about day 2 of our focus in the 28-day challenge, and I'm just building more and more of that up. I know I'm in a fortunate position to still be working. I'm in a fortunate position that I can work from home and be producing what I'm producing, and it still takes a lot of thought. I would love to be cracking into Disney Plus with the kids. We watched a couple of clips from Thor yesterday, because we just ended up talking about axes and hammers, because Levi built a crazy hammer out of wood at the weekend, like an axe cross hammer. He's just around. If it's about, I'll get him to come and show it to you, because we were out in the garden doing that, all that sort of thing, and that's great, but at the same time we're still trying to work, so it's trying to get that balance for me now of the kids being off and being with them, but not ignoring them to do more work. Well, Hannah's job's a bit more formalised and she's got more set things that she has to do, usually on a conference call. Finn, come here. Just sneaking upstairs because Levi's just left the door to go and get his hammer. Usually on a conference call. So yesterday was, don't get me wrong, an amazing day. Kids did craft, we didn't have any screens until right into the evening. Outside, they've got some day-to-day jobs that they need to do, and then extra jobs to do across the week, and they are just great at getting on board and doing those things. And it went really well, but it still means that when I'm in a kind of creative burst, that I'm not getting it all done. So this morning I've worked a bit and finished off putting a program together that I wanted to get out for probably about the last 8-9 days, and that's literally one email's gone, and I'm going to put it in a couple of other places now, and that's that boxed off. But in a sense it keeps on just rolling round, and I'm trying to do the best with my service. I don't take it for granted that people pay for personal training and pay for coaching, and there's a certain level of service, if I was paying for it, that I'd want to get, and I'm trying to offer and go over and above that as much as I can as we go along. So it's one of those things where we need to be flexible and, you know, look after ourselves in the sense of don't put too much pressure on ourselves, but having that routine, maintaining a routine will be really beneficial to also to mental health and well-being as we are in isolation. I was going to say a couple of hellos and let Levi come on. So morning Dave, morning Jackie, morning Viv. Not seen you, spoke to you for a while, Viv, lovely that you come on this. Hi Emma from Flax, how you doing buddy? And Darren is watching, legend. Heating's working great, working too good at sometimes mate. I've been doing all these workouts from home and yeah, I've been cooking a couple of times, but it makes me look like I'm making a real big effort, so that's cool. Hope you and the family are good mate, and yeah, big up to Darren. He in his business they use a lot of face masks for the plumbing and fitting heating boilers and stuff like that, and all his PPE gear has gone to the NHS, so yeah, awesome mate. Here is Levi with his awesome axe that he made. So bit of wood from, but the handle is from the woods and stripped and made, and then this big top bit looks old and raggedy and really well used, but actually it was a piece of wood that we've used for part of our garden, a topper on the wall, and we've chopped it, and Levi chopped most of it and attached it to a stick, and he has weathered it with a bit of fire and general usage, roughing it up, and now he's got a really cool hammer. So Thor is kind of the current top Marvel character who's getting all the kind of discussions and, oh, can you do this and can you do that, or what, I've heard that this happened, where is it? And we're going to get a little bit of that today. We're going to start to watch some more restart for me, watch the MCU a bit from the beginning, thanks to Disney Plus. What a service, what a time for them to come out, eh? Timed it well. Yes, good morning Darren, I'm glad you're good. Morning Paula. So, as always, I hope that was helpful. I'm going to post an article today that I've had through on my email from an organisation called Boxmate. They're a booking service for gyms, like CrossFit gyms, but they posted a really cool article with some other aspects in there, just about how basically active person survival guide to yeah, yes Karen, Mini Thor, active person survival guide to isolation and lockdown. So I'll post that in the bottom of the comments, and yeah, have a read, and if it's anything in there that you can relate to and use, great, that's what it's all about. Morning Paula, shout out to Paula, she's starting up more online classes this week. She's got a spin bike at home for anyone that has a spin bike type setup and wants someone to highly motivate them. Paula's an absolute machine on a spin bike, and I'm sure she will get across her enthusiasm and potentially volume through the power of Zoom and video calling. So yeah, Paula's doing that this week. Details on my personal Facebook page actually. I shared it earlier in the week. And Paula, I'm happy for you to put it in the comments here as well, just your information. So, have a great day. It's looking nice again. I don't know what's going on with this weather. I don't remember it being this nice all the time, back end of March into April. So enjoy, keep active, keep looking after yourself, and if there's anything we can do, please give us a shout, comment, message, and yeah, stay safe. Have a good day guys.